Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Welcome to something a little bit different. Now, I think we can all agree that the sim racing market right now is saturated with wheelbases, pedals, dashboards, button boxes, rigs. There's plenty of choice. So it's really nice when something comes along which is a little bit different and something that is used in real world motorsport, which is actually really useful in sim racing. Now, you might have seen clips on the internet of real life endurance races when they have a driver swap. The driver gets out and they pull out a seat insert from the cockpit, and then the new driver puts his in and sits down. Those seat inserts are molded to the driver, so the seat's a perfect fit. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be looking at some seat inserts from Sabelt Sim Racing. Now, Sabelt have been around in real world motorsport for a long time, and any on board you see, you will no doubt see the Sabelt seat belts. But obviously they do much more than just seat belts, and they've obviously identified a gap in the market and a crossover from real world motorsport to sim racing. Now, this isn't going to be a long-winded video because it doesn't need to be. It is what it is. But I'm just going to give you my opinions on the whole experience of putting them on the rig and telling you what they're like and whether it's worth spending your money. Now, I've been fortunate enough over the years, I've never needed any support in any seats that I've had on the sim rig, and I'm currently using the SimLab seat right now, and it's really comfortable, no issues. But I know Julie really struggles with certain seats in sim racing, and the only option really sometimes is to go and buy another seat, but you don't know if that's going to be any better. But what these do is you put them on the rig, you sit on them, and it molds to you. It's your shape. Now, there are three products. Firstly, we've got the Seat Foam Pro Kit. Then we've got the Backrest Foam Pro Kit. Then we've got the Lumbar Memory Pro Kit. Now, we'll look at the lumbar one first of all. I've got it here to show you. So, this is actually memory foam, and it's quite soft, but you can see it's actually molded to the shape of my back. This would sit at the back of my seat, just at my lower back, and give me that support in the lumbar area. Really soft, really comfortable. And then we've got the Seat Foam Pro Kit. Now, this is much harder. You can actually squish it a tiny bit, but not too much. It's got foam inside. So essentially what you do, it's a sheet of fabric, and inside there are obviously a couple of bags filled with liquid. You pop the bags and there's a bit of a chemical reaction when you've mixed it all together. The bag inflates slightly, then there's a pop, and then you can release all the fluid across the entire sheet of material. And at that point, you then put it on the rig and then sit on it and wait about 20 minutes. Now, what you get is a seat base which is actually molded to you. So this is where my legs go, that's where my backside goes. And before anybody asks, no, you can't get a copy of this. I know some people will ask. Behave yourselves. So this is molded to me. So this is where my backside would sit. That's in between my legs, right leg, left leg. Sorry if it's not picking the focus up properly, but you can see there. So this is the back. And this is the front. Perfectly molded to me. Unbelievable. Now, I'll show you the back. It looks a bit funky, but this is literally what my t-shirt was doing when I sat on it. So this is the back. I didn't realize my back was all over the place like that. It's weird to look at. So that's the back. This is the bottom where the my backside would be. And this is the back. And what you get when you put them together is this kind of deal here. So I'll try and move back so you can see. There, so you can see it's perfectly shaped to me. And obviously you can put the lumbar support in there if you wanted to. I'll give you some prices because that's probably what you're wanting to know. Now, all three have different prices. So first of all, the small lumbar. If you wanted to buy that, it's €129, including VAT. If you wanted to buy the seat, which you actually sit on, that's €179, including VAT. And if you wanted to buy the backrest, that's €199, including VAT. Now, is it worth the money? Well, it's potentially much cheaper than buying another seat. And as I mentioned at the start, I didn't think I needed anything on my seat. I never have. But having used it with it on, it's really comfortable, and somehow I just feel a little bit more secure, even though I'm not going anywhere. It just feels a little bit more comfortable just because it's molded to my backside. Same story with the lumbar support. I've never had any lower back problems, touch wood. I've never needed any lumbar support. Even in my real car, I don't have any lumbar support. But having it on feels really comfortable, especially if I'm in the rig for a bit longer. Now, the backrest, it fits. It fits my back. I just don't feel right with it there. I like the normal backrest of the seat. So for me personally, I wouldn't use the backrest. I maybe wouldn't even use the lumbar. Just the seat base would be enough. Now, Sabelt, I've got full instructions with a YouTube video, which was really useful. I actually followed it when I actually mixed the chemicals together. Really easy to do. Worked like a charm. There was absolutely no dramas. So if your seat's uncomfortable and you are thinking of buying another one, well, this might just be a more cost-effective route. And then at least you know it's going to fit you perfectly. So not a very long video because it doesn't need to be. A really good product, a product which is used in real-world motorsport or some variants of this anyway, and something that is really useful. It makes such a nice change. So I want to say a big thank you to Sabelt for sending me these out, and apologies to Sabelt. They've been really patient. They sent me these probably at the start of the summer, but obviously I've been super busy, got married, honeymoon, and this is the first time I've really had the time to have a look at them, install them properly, and give you guys my opinions. So this isn't a sponsored video. I don't have any affiliate links with Sabelt, so the link that you see in the description is just the bog standard link to their website. I'm just giving you my opinions. But as always, thanks for watching. Have a great week. See you later. Cheers.